Okay, so here we are on menopause weight gain, and I know this is one area that so many women struggle with as they hit the menopause. So this is a bit of a bigger section. So obviously bear with me, and then hopefully you might be listening to this on a walk, which is great because obviously I want to encourage you guys to get out and about, and especially when you read this, you'll understand why. Okay, so let's go on. Why do so many women gain weight? Okay, so if you're finding it more difficult to button up those favourite pair of jeans, then you are definitely not alone. Whether it's a pair of jeans or a favourite dress, you're just really noticing that just things are starting to, weight gain starting to happen in different areas of the body, but especially around the tummy area. So weight gain in perimenopause and menopause is real, and it is very frustrating. As I know, I hear from so many women who say this is probably their number one frustration with the menopause, especially when everything's been the same. They haven't done anything different and they're starting to gain the weight. So it often feels like this stubborn weight just isn't going anywhere apart from your belly, and that's why it's nicknamed the Meno belly, which isn't that pleasant no matter how much you diet or exercise. Okay, you know what I'm going to say? It's down yet once again to those hormones. So we're going to talk a little bit more about estrogen in particular and its part to play in weight gain. Okay, so when we're younger, when we're in our childbearing years, things are going pretty good. Estrogen directs fat to the hips, thighs, and the butt, and that's when a lot of women go to like a pear shape. And that's because we're getting ready for childbearing, having children. So the bodies get preparing us for cushioning those areas, those organs that are going to be responsible for having children. And we have a little bit of a pear shape. But when the perimenopause arrives and estrogen declines, the fat moves to the abdominal area and we become more of an apple shape. But this isn't all that's going on. All right, so the body fat gained in the lower area, called subcutaneous fat, is located just below the skin, and above the muscle. So when you go to grab some fat and you can see those like dimples and you're like, oh, I can grab this fat. Then this is the fat you can grab. Okay, it's not just in the lower area, it can be in all over the areas of the body, but a lot of women see it on their legs and their butt, where they can find there's dimpling effect. But the fat building up in your tummy area, this is our visceral fat. Now this is found right deep down in your abdominal walls, and this is now surrounding your organs like your liver, your kidneys, and your intestines. The biggest problem with this fat, it is really serious. It leads to serious health issues such as diabetes, heart disease, and strokes. Now, this fat tends to increase during the menopause due to the decline in estrogen, but also it's due to the decline in lack of sleep. Exercise is less. Generally, when we're getting older, we're not moving as much, and our metabolism is lower anyway, but we're not helping because we're generally not moving as much as we did in our 20s and 30s. Unhealthy eating habits are creeping in, and of course stress, which all contribute to this type of fat building up. It's not great, is it? But do not panic, because there are definitely simple steps we can take to limit or reverse this weight gain, and we can look and feel the way we really want. But we have to understand what we need to do to get there. Okay, a big one, the stress. I always start with stress before we even think about exercise, because stress has a huge impact on the body, not just on the mind, but a massive impact on the body and weight gain as well. So generally, we're feeling demoralized about our changing and aging appearance, because I've noticed my skin is definitely getting more aged, more wrinkly as I've hit the menopause. We've got anxiety, maybe about our relationships, worrying about finances, we're feeling overwhelmed at work. We might have brain fog at work, which doesn't help either, caring for our kids, aging parents. Lack of sleep, obviously, due to the night sweats and hot flashes. All these factors contribute to us feeling stressed. Now, when we are stressed, our body releases cortisol. Now, this is the stress hormone that when we were, back in the ice age, or not even the ice age, not the ice age, that wasn't us. in the Stone Age, we were being chased by lions, and we'd have this cortisol so that we could, like, massive adrenaline rush, so we could run away from these, have all the energy to run away from these lions. But the problem is, our body's main stress hormone, when we reach the post-menopause, the stress levels are increasing, which is causing our cortisol levels to remain really high, unnaturally high. Now, the problem with that is this can cause cortisol to release fat from fat stores and then send it directly to your belly area, resulting in the formation of more belly fat. I mean, just what we want to hear, but this is the truth. So we need to try and avoid stress as much as we can. So we need to prioritize slowing down, not saying yes to everyone, de-stressing, unplugging yourself from the surroundings, all the noise and everything going on surrounding us. We need to get away from it. So we need to de-stress by things like reading, walking, taking a lovely bath, meditation or yoga. And just a reminder to check out the relax and unwind section where there is some meditation. In fact, I did the sleep meditation a couple of nights ago because I couldn't sleep, and it did send me to sleep. So that was great. Okay, so that's your stress. We've really got to get that stress down. But then, obviously, we need to watch what we are eating and drinking. Okay, so when we're getting stressed and all this is going on, we're generally going to be, we kind of focus more on, we're grabbing foods that make us feel good when we're stressed. It's usually those high fatty, high sugary foods. But the problem is, we really need to move away from that. So we need to move away our focus away from eating a low calorie diet, firstly. So we might have in the past been able to just lose weight by dropping down to, 1,200 calories or 1,400 calories or whatever. But we're not doing that anymore. The body doesn't want to do that anymore. The body just needs nutritious foods, okay? So we need to focus on feeding our body, so we give it lots of energy, so we're not going to feel so tired, we're not going to feel so stressed, we're going to feel good. So we're going to be including foods such as protein, well, that's your chicken, your fish, Greek yogurt, tofu, beans, lentils, etc. Healthy fats, so we're looking at avocado, olive oil, nuts, chia seeds, other seeds. Complex carbohydrates, so that's like your whole grains, pulses, oats, lots of veggies and some fruits as well. So we really need to start focusing on what we are eating. Okay, now this is really interesting. Did you know some foods can actually imitate estrogen in the body, which is just incredible, isn't it? We are amazing human beings. These are called phytoestrogen foods. These are thought to have a balancing effect on our hormones, which is fantastic. But we need to start eating them, obviously. So these include foods like soybeans, flax seeds, legumes, dried fruits, garlic, grains, sesame seeds, vegetables, things like a lot of the green vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, Brussels sprouts, and I know carrots are in there as well. I think I missed that out. So then processed foods like our white bread and pasta, biscuits, cakes, pastries, crisps, sugary drinks, all the stuff that we love to eat. We're not telling you to not eat it, but the problem with that is they are loaded with sugar, salt, and unhealthy fats. So obviously, what we need to try and do is avoid these as much as we can, because the quality of food you choose matters. So the more unprocessed food you eat, the healthier your body will become and the better you are going to feel. Okay, so we are thinking about focusing on high nutrition as much as we can, but we're not going to stop eating those foods we love at all. That's not what we're saying, but we're trying to 80% of the time, we're going to focus on eating good quality food. 20% of the time, we're going to be a bit more flexible. Friday night takeaway, Friday night going out with the girls, whatever you've got planned. But a lot of the time, we're going to focus on nutritious foods. So we want to try and keep it as simple as possible. So there's a little diagram here of a plate, and it's been divided into 4. So most of us are putting far too much on our plates, and we eat too much of some foods and definitely not enough of others. Now, if you think about you and your husband or partner or whatever it is, and you have got plates, if you are got someone next to you, a male, and they've got the same size plate and you've got the same size food, then you are definitely eating too much. Okay, so we need to think, could we use a smaller plate rather than the large plates? Okay, so even when we're using the smaller plate, we're going to divide that up into 4. We're going to look at it and we're going to divide a quarter with our protein in, so just a piece of protein, a quarter with our carbs on, so our starchy carbs, that could be like whole grain rice, potatoes, sweet potatoes, things like that. And then the rest of the plate, so half of the plate, is going to be filled with lots of vegetables. So lots of different colours, as many as you can get, but try and add loads of colour. Remember to eat until you feel satisfied, but we don't want to be eating until we feel absolutely stuffed. So if you're eating, if you can try and slow your eating down, really enjoy the food that's on your plate, take your time, drinking water as you're going along, and put your knife and fork down as well and properly eat your food, chew it and actually feel enjoying it rather than stuffing it down. Okay, and then you might think, okay, I want some more food, but do you really want some more food? Could you just wait and see how you're feeling? And then in 5 minutes time, okay, maybe I do need something else. And if you do need some more food, if I were you, I'd focus on getting in more protein and more of the veggies and cut right down on those carbs. So fill up on more protein and more veggies, but really don't overfill on the carbohydrates. Okay, so this section here, taking time to plan your meals, because there is no doubt that taking time to plan and prep our meals is going to help us stay on track with nutrition. So if you think, how many times have you grabbed those biscuits or bags of crisps because you were starving, only to regret it? I'll put here a few minutes later, but maybe half an hour later, you're like, why did I just eat them crisps? Why did I just eat those biscuits? I didn't need them. I just didn't want to eat them, but I did. All right, now is the time we're going to start thinking of planning around our food so that we don't get to that. So we need to plan our meals and our snacks as much as we can, and that is why I've put together this 7-day meal plan, which you can just repeat, but using many recipes from the recipe books included in this program. There's a high protein recipe book, a vegetarian, which has got vegan in as well, and there's also a smoothie recipe book. So this is just to give you lots of ideas of healthy meals that you can make, but you can also mix and match with your own meals. So I've also included a blank meal plan template for you too. Now you'll find these under the Getting Prepared section. So on this screen here, I'm showing you a weekly meal plan, okay? And you can easily look at it and think, oh, that looks quite nice. I quite fancy the high protein blueberry pancakes, and it's got a little HP under it because that means it's from the high protein recipe book. And there might be another recipe you look at and you think, oh, that looks quite nice, and it's got a V under it. That means it's the vegetarian recipe book. So a chickpea curry, that is in the vegetarian book. And then there might be a smoothie that you like the look of and you think, oh, I definitely have that blueberry smoothie. That looks great, that high protein blueberry smoothie. That's got an S underneath for the smoothie recipe book. But there might be some things in there that you think, I don't know about that. I just want something quick and easy. And that is why you can easily add in things that are much easier and quicker for you. It might just be you're going to grab a mini wrap or a wrap, and then you can put on it a bit of hummus, a bit of chicken, maybe a drizzle of sweet chili sauce and a bit of salad on top, wrap it up, and that could be your lunch. It doesn't have to be fancy. We just need to think of getting in those different things of proteins, carbs, and fats. So for instance, a wrap, which has got either some hummus, that's a little bit of protein for you. It might have some avocado, which is your fats, some chicken, which is your protein. So you've got your carbs as the wrap, chicken protein, and a avocado could be your fat. So you can put some chia seed, you can put anything you like on, but we're trying to get those 3 food groups included as much as we can. Okay, so you can mix and match, play around with that. I'll be giving lots of ideas, but that's kind of where we're going to look. And you will notice on a Friday, it says dinner, meal out, enjoy. Because we all know that we sometimes Fridays, Saturdays, we want to go out and do something different. But this isn't about calorie counting. This is just focusing on good quality food. I've also included some snack ideas, and some of these are really, really simple. Like it might be a small handful of nuts. It might be some cottage cheese with some tomatoes and sweet chili sauce. It could be some hummus and veggie sticks. It's just to give you lots and lots of like Greek yogurt and berries. Lots of ideas so you're not going to get too stuck. Okay, banish those scales, ladies. Okay, these flipping scales that we stand on. The moment you step on the scales, you decide things about yourself. So if the number goes down, you think you've succeeded. You've lost a pound, you've lost 2 pounds, you feel amazing. If it goes up, you think you have failed and you feel absolutely rubbish. Am I right? Because I'm pretty sure I am. The scales are not a true reflection of fat loss, and many factors affect the numbers we see. So it's the time of day, it could be just what you've eaten the night before, how much sleep you've had, how much stress is going on right now. So a much better way is to take photos on body measurements, and that is what I'm going to encourage on this plan. So you can check out the Getting Prepared section where I've got a little video for you which talks about the photos, how to take them, and your measurements as well. So go over there and check that. But for this 6 weeks, if I were you, I would literally get rid of those scales. I know some of you can't do it, but I really would encourage you. Okay, another thing for fat loss, obviously moving our body more. So as we age, our metabolism slows down and we don't burn as many calories at rest as we did in our 20s or 30s, which is so frustrating, isn't it? We seem to be able to do everything in our 20s and 30s and feel great, and suddenly it all goes downhill when we hit 40. Weight gain occurs when we eat more calories than we burn, and as our metabolism naturally decreases as we age, we've then got to increase our movement because we want to help burn those extra calories. So think about how you move. This is not exercise, this is just movement. Do you walk or drive to work? Have you got a dog? So you get up in the morning, you take the dog for a walk before you even get in the car to drive to work. So you've already started moving straight away compared to someone who just gets up, has breakfast and drives to work. Do you take the stairs rather than the lift or the escalator? Again, when you're at work, do you naturally go to the lift? Do you ever go up them stairs, or do you think, oh no, I'll go up the escalator? Okay, well, we're going to change that. You're going to start taking those stairs. Do you park further away from the shops and carry your bags to the car, or you're one of those people that grabs a trolley, puts all your bags in it, takes the trolley back to your car, you park as close as you can to the supermarket, you're going to hang around and wait for this spot to appear, rather than parking further down at the back of the car park? Okay, that's another great idea to keep your body moving. These are just simple ways to ensure you are moving more. Now, this is all known as NEAT, which is called the non-exercise activity thermogenesis. And really, it's just a fancy word, basically, to describe the calories burned by movement we make day to day, not exercise. Okay, this is just movement. So you think about it, just by moving our bodies more throughout the day, we start to burn more calories. This is such an easy way to improve our fat loss goals. So make a conscious decision to move and use your body more from today, not tomorrow, not the next day, not next week, but from today. What could you do that is going to make you move more? I mean, some great ideas. When you're doing the housework, put some music on and try and get it done in half the amount of time. When everything, when you're hooving, doing the gardening, make a big effort to just move more, do more, sit down less, stand up more. Right, planned exercise. Okay. So obviously we need to have exercise, and regular exercise is one of the best things we can do for our health. Now, I know when we're feeling tired, we're stressed, we're just feeling rubbish, it's really, really hard to get started. But the thing is, if we have a plan to follow, it's going to be so much easier to stay focused and motivated just to keep you going. And luckily, that's exactly what's included in the Menopause plan. We are going to be focusing on getting in 3 strength workouts a week. Now, these workouts are literally from 20 to 30 minutes, or maybe just a little bit more. But ideally, these are going to be including weights, or you can use your body weight, especially if you're a beginner, because that's also going to help build muscle, especially if you've not done much before. And these are going to burn these calories long after your workout is finished and way into your sleep. Okay, so cardio fitness is good for calorie burning, but we stop burning our calories pretty much as soon as we finish. But using weights is a great way because we're going to keep burning those calories. We're going to build more muscle, which is going to make us burn more calories, and we're going to look good. So go to preparing for your workout section where we cover the benefits of strength training, what weights we should be using, and I give you a bit of a chat about your workouts included in the program. Now, just to say, do not stress if you're a complete beginner and you think, I cannot fit 3 workouts in a week. You can start off by just doing 1, because I'm going to be encouraging you to do things like moving, getting your steps up. How much movement are you doing today? So don't think you've got to do all these strength workouts, because you haven't. There are going to be 3 strength workouts plus an optional hip workout. and then there's a very small 5-minute workout and then some stretching, but you just do what works for you right now. Do not stress at all. Okay, and the last one, getting a better night's sleep. I know it's easier said than done. Many women are suffering for night sweats, hot flashes, myself included, and also when you're anxious and you're stressed, you're going to struggle to sleep as well. Now, I remember waking up, oh my gosh, to damp sheets every night, and I remember thinking, what's happened? Like, they were soaking wet. I'd have to get up, have a shower, we'd have to get Simon, I'd have to like change the sheets because they were literally drenched. And I couldn't believe that was just for me sweating at night. But then 2 minutes later, I'd be like, oh, I need the covers back on. It was so frustrating. But sometimes I would get less than 2 hours sleep. I mean, it was really, really hard to then get up and go to work. And that is the problem. But lack of sleep also contributes towards weight gain. And that again is due to some hormones. We can't blame estrogen quite right now because this is ghrelin and leptin. These are two hormones that are completely out of balance. So ghrelin, think of it as like your little gremlin, the naughty one, increases our appetite. So we wake up feeling so hungry. Why am I so hungry? Oh my God, why am I so hungry? Leptin does the absolute opposite, and it suppresses our hunger and signals fullness in our brain. My leptin didn't seem to work that much when I hadn't got much sleep. I would wake up absolutely ravenous, and then the whole time throughout the day, I'd feel like this. And it's generally because everything has been disturbed, including my sleep. So in the Nourish Your Body section, you'll find more about supplements you can consider, including those which can help alleviate night sweats and help with getting a better night's sleep. Just to say, they're going to include sage, red clover, flaxseed oil, cherry night, magnesium, which I recommend everyone takes anyway, and lemon balm. But yeah, go to the Nourish Your Body section and you'll find more about supplements. So to improve your sleep, you can try a few things, and they are wear thin layers of clothing. Obviously, we want to try and go for cotton or linen if we can. Sometimes nothing, it all goes off. There's nothing on. And also try and have the room as cool as you can. So open the windows before you get into the room so you're not automatically feeling really hot. Try and take a nice relaxing bath before to help you unwind a little bit. Practicing deep breathing or meditation is brilliant. And as I said, the sleep meditation under mindfulness for menopause is really good. It's just lovely, and it's so relaxing that I fell asleep a couple of nights ago listening to that. And there's also like a couple of other meditation practices that you can relax and unwind to too. Reading a book's a good idea. But the one thing, definitely turn off your screens, get off your phone, stop scrolling half an hour before if you really struggle to sleep, because your brain is just going to be going on and on and on, and you're not going to be able to switch off. So try these and hopefully your sleep should start improving. So all this section was for helping you with fat loss because we're gaining weight. If you are gaining weight, obviously this whole section is for you. So go back, listen to it again, go on a walk, always keep repeating it, put a reminder in of all the things you can be doing to help you burn that body fat and suppress that weight gain. Right guys, I'll see you in the next section.